Firebaugh is a good little town.
A farming community, hard workers that get out and know what it is to put in long hours.
Firebaugh is a nice place to raise kids.
It's a small town, it's a small community, and that's what we like about it.
And everybody knows everybody in town. It's one of those towns that we love one another.
For more than 3 decades, Dr. Oscar Sablan has been serving the people of Firebaugh, California, alongside his wife, Dr. Marcia Sablan. Through the years, the pair have become more than just doctors. They've become champions for their city and the people who call the tiny town home.
Dr. Sablan's the most caring person that I've ever known. He takes his time with the patients. And his wife is the same way. He's saved my life a couple of times, and I'd just do anything in the world for him.
The ability to be able to call your doctor, to be able to see your doctor on the street or at a function. You know, I always knew our kids were in great care with the Sablans. Dr. Sablan will open up his doors and he would treat anybody.
You don't know how nice it is to have a doctor in a rural community that is accessible and gives out his personal phone number to everybody in the town. I can cite instance after instance where we called Oscar at all hours, day and night, and Marcia, and they either came to the house or made arrangements for us to go to their office and took care of their community. I have nothing but respect for them.
The people of Firebaugh have come to depend on the Sablans. For years, they've been the only doctor within 40 miles. For many of the elderly, sick, or impoverished residents, these 40 miles can seem like 1,000 miles. A native of the island nation of Saipan, Oscar Sablan was the eldest of 13 children. Growing up in such a large family, Oscar found himself in a position for caring for others early on. He also remembered how medicine was practiced in Saipan, which would become a huge influence in the way he practiced in Firebaugh.
I remember my mom will take some of us to go see the doctor anytime, day or night, weekend, holiday, it did not really matter. He never really asked for money, especially after hours did he ask for somebody to pay him or how much the visit was going to cost.
Oscar thought a lot about that doctor and used it as a motivator to work hard in school. That hard work paid off. Oscar was able to study in the United States at St. Louis University, where a chance group assignment would change his life forever.
Marcia was a Peace Corps volunteer in El Salvador. And when she came back, she was taking some biology classes.
So that's where I met Oscar, in the Biology 101. He was familiar with everything. One of the first experiments we were doing is to extract some eggs from a frog. And he was able to do it with such great skill and confidence that that's where our first conversation began.
Meeting Marcia inspired Oscar to apply for medical school. The two of them shared many things together: the desire to start a family, the hope to make a difference in the world. Oscar applied and was accepted to study medicine at the University of Hawaii. But there was just one problem. Marcia was already done with her first year of medical school at the University of Missouri, Columbia.
By that time, we were expecting our first child, and he felt very confident that I could somehow transfer to the University of Hawaii Medical School, and as it turned out, I was able to.
Along with their new baby Tony, the Sablans were finally together in Hawaii. Oscar and Marcia worked hard in medical school, balancing the grueling work schedule along with raising their growing family. There, their eldest son Tony began school and was joined by the births of 2 more brothers and a sister.
What I learned in Hawaii is how different races and different peoples can accept each other. The aloha spirit I think is not just a tourist attraction. I think it's really for real.
Both Oscar and Marcia entered the National Health Service Corps, a government program that traded medical service in needy areas for student loan relief. They had made their plan: work for 3 years and be debt-free.
That actually helped us, especially having 4 kids financially. You get a stipend monthly, and then you are expected to go and serve.
Either Coalinga or Firebaugh. And since I had never really spent any time whatsoever in California, I didn't really know the difference between the two. So we just settled on Firebaugh.
The first time I came into Firebaugh, I came through Pacheco Pass coming down, and as I looked out, it was in July, and I looked out and I see the shimmering heat and the dust that's out there on the horizon, and I was kind of intimidated. I said, "Oh my goodness, what am I getting myself into?"
Those first few years were tough. Oscar was finishing his residency in Fresno, more than an hour away from Firebaugh. With both parents working and 4 small children at home, the Sablans needed help, and Firebaugh was there.
They helped me out with the raising of our kids. A lady that just died this last year of multiple sclerosis was one that practically raised my daughter.
The Sablans decided to open a clinic in Firebaugh and finish out their National Health Service time seeing patients in town. A transformation was happening for the Sablan family, one they never had expected. Firebaugh was embracing the family, and the family had begun to fall for Firebaugh.
We saw that our kids were happy here. We felt a need here that in Honolulu would not be the same.
With their 3-year plan coming to an end, the Sablans knew they had to make a choice: head back to Hawaii or stay in Firebaugh.
In Firebaugh, we treated people that truly needed care. We took care of people with gunshot wounds, with knife wounds, with major trauma from ag-related injuries. We treated people with valley fever. We treated people with diabetes and a lot of the complications of diabetes. And the patients, whether they were farm workers or farmers, became our friends.
Once they made that choice, they saw opportunities to help their town beyond their clinic. Marcia ran for city council and won. She has served for 25 years and counting, 12 of those years as the town mayor. Oscar has always had a passion for education and began serving on the Firebaugh School Board. Under his leadership, the school system implemented a solar power system, saving $300,000, enough to save the school's music program.
We all know that in a position of leadership, a lot of times there's some very difficult decisions that need to be made. And one thing about Oscar is he takes the time to come in, sit down, and he gets all of the story. We're able to discuss issues and move forward and make sure we're making decisions for the best of our students and the best of our district and the best of our community.
Oscar is also the president-elect of the local Rotary Club, a service organization aimed towards bringing good people and ideas together in Firebaugh. Firebaugh's residents mostly work in farming. Oscar estimates that about 70% of the residents are farm workers, while the other 30% are farm owners. Over time, and through his work in the community, Oscar developed relationships with both contingents, seeing problems and offering solutions that only someone in his position could do.
I was here to really help the farmer as well as the farm worker.
I think we were able to develop some trust with the farm owners who sometimes saw workman's comp injuries on the farm as other than what they were.
I was able to talk directly with a farmer to indicate that a particular worker of theirs need to be taken off for his own safety. And because they became friends, I wasn't threatening to them.
Always working to try and make a larger impact, Oscar turned to organized medicine and took leadership roles with the Fresno Madera Medical Society and the CMA. Along the way, he earned the friendship and respect from many of his colleagues.
Dr. Sablan has been a model for other physicians in terms of his involvement in his own community and also in the broader, the community of medicine.
He's a selfless person who feels pleasure by helping others.
He's been such a gift to rural America. I don't know how to put it any other way. It's just incredible. Here's a guy that was a tremendous internist, could have gone anywhere he wanted to, and he went to one of the most needed places here in California, and that's the western part of Fresno County.
Because of the distances to Fresno and to the meetings, he has made quite a sacrifice, and shows how interested he is and hopeful that he is that organized medicine can help bring about some of the changes that we all see are necessary.
Everywhere in Firebaugh, the Sablan's influence can be seen. The park that was overhauled by the first 5 of Fresno while Oscar was a commissioner. The murals seen all over town, brought forward by Mayor Marcia Sablan. But mostly, it can be seen in the eyes of the town's residents who know and love the Sablans.
He just, he just made you feel like you're a close friend, and yet he was just your doctor. But it being a small community, it's wonderful to have doctors like that.
They were here, 6 days a week. They're available on weekends and nights, and the patients, especially being bilingual, they really feel comfortable with them.
Los dos para mí muy buenos doctores. Estuvieron con mi esposo por 8 meses mirándolo cada 2-3 días. Mi esposo no quería ir al hospital, quería morir en la casa. Entonces ellos lo miraron hasta el final.
For his own group to honor him like this, I think it's a great thing. And also, I think he's very happy with not the personal publicity, but the publicity it will bring to the type of practice that we had, to maybe open anyone's eyes that that's a viable option for people to practice in the rural areas.